Good morning everyone. Welcome to another video of Shelja classes. Today we are going to study history class 6 chapter 2, that is in the earliest cities. We are continuing the concept classes. Okay, so let's begin. Chapter number 3, in the earliest cities. Saving an old building, Jaspal and Harpreet were playing cricket in the lane outside their home when they were noticed the people who were admiring the dilapidated old building that the children called the haunted house. "Look at the architecture," said one of the men. "Have you seen the fine wood carving?" asked one of the women. "We must write to the minister so that she makes arrangements to repair and preserve the beautiful house." Why? They wondered. Why? Jaspal and Harpreet wondered. Would anybody interested in the old run-down house? Okay. Now let's start the story of Harappa. Harappan civilization. You have heard about that? So very often an old building have a story to tell. Nearly 150 years ago. Okay. When railway lines were being laid down for the first time in Punjab, engineers stumbled upon the site of Harappa in present-day Pakistan. Okay, to them it seemed like a mound that was a rich source of ready-made, high-quality bricks. So they carried off thousands of bricks from the walls of the old building of the city to build railway lines. Many buildings were completely destroyed. So what are they basically saying? When the railway lines were being first time constructing in the Punjab, the engineers stumbled upon the site of the Harappa in present-day Pakistan. That means they're talking about before independence, because before independence railway has started, na? So that time India is a whole with including Pakistan, Bhutan, Nepal. So the engineers stumbled upon the site of Harappa in present-day Pakistan. To them, it seemed like a mound that was a rich source of ready-made. That means they were establishing the railway line in the Pakistan. So, mound that was a rich source of ready-made, high-quality. They found a house made of rich source of ready-made, high-quality bricks. So they carried off thousands of bricks from the wall of the old buildings of the city to build the railway lines. That means they're simply destroying the old structures and using their bricks to build the railway lines. Many buildings was completely destroyed. Then about 80 years ago, archaeologists found the site and realized that this was one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent that the railway had destroyed. As this was the first city to be discovered, all the other sites from were similar buildings and other things. That means all adjacent buildings and similar buildings were described as Harappan. Okay, Harappan. This city developed about 4700 years ago. Okay, are you clear with that? Okay, now let's continue with this chapter. So, what's so special about these cities? Many of these cities were divided into two or more parts. Usually the part to the west was smaller but higher. Part to the west was small in area but high. Okay, high. Archaeologists describe this as the citadel. Underline this word, citadel. Archaeologists describe this word as citadel. Generally, the part of the east was larger but lower. That means the part of the east was larger, that means bigger in size but lower. Okay, this is called the lower town. So that means cities were divided into citadel and lower town. So very often walls of baked brick were built around each part. The bricks were so well baked that they have lasted for thousands of years. The bricks were laid in interlocking pattern that made the walls strong. Interlocking pattern. Now, these cities were found in Punjab, Sindh in Pakistan, and in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, and Punjab in India. That means Harappan cities are found in Punjab and Sindh region in Pakistan, in Gujarat, in Rajasthan, Haryana. Archaeologists have found set of unique objects in almost these cities. Red pottery painted with designs in black stone, weights, seals, special beads, copper tools, and parallel sided long stone. What is seal? You will ask, what is seal? Okay, what is beads? Special beads. Beads means ornaments. Okay, and parallel sided long stone blades. Seals we will discuss this in the later in this chapter. In some cities, special buildings were constructed on the citadel. Okay, special building, that means this can be area where the ministers and the king live. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, a city in Pakistan, a very special tank which archaeologists call the Great Bath was built in this area. In the west of the city, that means on the citadel, this was lined with bricks coated with plaster and made watertight with a layer of natural tar. Tar is made up of petroleum. There were steps leading down to it from two sides, while that means there was ladders. There were ladders, okay? There were stairs. While there were rooms on all sides. Water was probably brought in from a well and drained out after use. That means they have a well drainage system. Perhaps important people took a dip in the tank on the special occasions. Other cities such as Kalibanga and Lothal in Gujarat had fire altars where sacrifices may have been performed. Some cities like Mohenjo-daro in Pakistan, Harappa in Pakistan, and Lothal in Gujarat had elaborate storehouses for storing grains and other things. So let's proceed. So this is the image of the Great Bath. You can see this is the ladder. This is the ladder coming downstairs. One more ladder coming downstairs, and one more here, here, and here. Like this, they have made the ladders. Okay. So this is the image of the Great Bath. They in this reason people bath, and this is the area of the citadel. One stair there and one stair from here. House, drains, and streets. Generally, houses were either 1 or 2 stories, that means 1 or 2 floors, high, with rooms built around the courtyard. That means they're talking about the Harappan cities. Okay. So, 1 minute. That means 2 floors high rooms with around a courtyard, around a garden. Here the garden was exchanged with courtyard. Okay. Most houses had a separate bathing area, and some had wells to supply water. Okay. How bricks were arranged to build well was in Harappan cities. See. This is an image of bricks found in Harappan cities. Many of these cities had covered drains. That means they have a drainage system. Notice how carefully these were laid out in straight lines. Although you cannot see it, each drain had a gentle slope so that water could flow through it. That means they ensure that there is no water logging. Very often drains and houses were connected to those on the streets. Very often, that means very less. It is a very less drains and houses were connected to those on the streets, and smaller drains led to the bigger ones. Okay. As the drains were covered, inspection holes were provided at intervals. Inspection holes were provided to clean them. Okay. All three, houses, drains and streets, were probably planned and built at the same time. Okay. List at least two differences between the house I described here and those that you study about in the future. You have to do it yourself. So let's come on to next page. Life in the cities. Okay. See, this is their system. Okay. This is a wall of a house. This is also a wall of house, and this is a drain system where water flows. Okay. And this is the boundaries. Top a street in Mohenjo-daro with a drain. This is here is a street with a drain. Above a well. This is a well. Okay. So, life in the cities, a Harappan city was very busy place. Okay, Harappan cities were very busy place. That means people are busy in doing their work. Okay, there were people who planned the construction of special buildings. That means they are engineers at the time. These were provided the rulers. Probably the rulers decide how to plan the city, but sometimes the ministers help them. Okay, it is likely the rulers sent people to distant land to get metal, precious stones, and other things that they wanted. They may have kept the most valuable objects like gold and silver, the ornament of gold and silver, as I said. They have kept the most valuable objects such as ornaments of gold and silver or beautiful beads. Beads means a type of a special thing wear by women on their neck. Okay, for themselves. And there were scribes, people who knew how to write, who helped prepare the seals and perhaps wrote on the other that have not survived. Okay, what I'm saying? And there were scribes, a type of material, people who knew how to write, who knew how to write on other many things, who helped prepare the seals and perhaps wrote on the other materials that have not survived. That means that they have not evidences. Besides, there were men and women, craftsperson making all kinds of things, either in their own house or in special workshops. People were traveling to distant lands or returning with a raw material and perhaps stories. Many terracotta toys, underline this, have been found, and children must have played with these. That means toys also exist. Far left, that means this one, a Harappan seal. The signs of the seal are part of a script. That means this is a script. Okay, 1 minute. This is a script, and this is the earliest form of writing known in the subcontinent. Scholars have tried to read these signs, but we still don't know what exactly they mean. Okay, so the signs on the top of the seal are the part of a script. This is the earliest form of writing known in the subcontinent. Scholars have tried to read these signs, So this is the earliest form of writing known in the subcontinent. Scholars have tried to read these signs, but we still don't know that exactly what they mean. That means scholars are saying they don't know what it is written here, but it is a part of skin. They surely, and this is something a sign. This animal is something a sign, and this is looking like a okay. So and left, this is terracotta toys. I have mentioned here terracotta toys. The children used to play with them. Okay. New crafts in the cities. Let us look at some of the objects that were made and found in the Harappan cities. Most of the things that have been found by archaeologists are made of stone, shell, and metal, including copper, bronze, gold, and silver. Copper and bronze were used to make tools, weapons, ornaments, and vessels. Gold and silver were used to make ornaments and vessels. Okay, gold and silver and weapons, ornaments. Copper, bronze, and gold and silver are used to make vessels and ornaments. Okay, perhaps the most striking find are those beads, weights, and blades. Weights to weight something. What are these? First, top stone weight. If someone is buying vegetables in the Harappan cities, so the vegetable seller used to use this weights to weight the vegetable or fruit. You have seen in today only nowadays. So top stone weights. Notice how carefully and precisely these weights were shaped. That means they were very precise at the time. These were made of chert, a kind of a stone, probably used to weigh high precious stones or metals. Right, beads. These are beads. Many of these made of carnelian, a beautiful red stone. The stone was cut, shaped, and polished, and finally a hole was bored through the center so that a string could be passed through it. Then it a kind of thing to wear in the neck. Okay, and far right, these are stone blades. Bottom right, embroidered cloth, a stone statue of an important man found from the Harappan from Mohenjo-daro shows wearing an embroidered garment. Okay, see how detailed it is. This showing that this man is wearing cap. He has hair on his cheeks, and how the cloth he is wearing embroidered. That means people wear embroidered cloth at that time. And see the detailing: nose, eyes, mouth, his hair on the cheeks, ears, and he's wearing sometime of cap. That cap shows that at that time religious things also exists. The Harappan also made a seal of stone. They are generally rectangular. See illustration on page 25 we will see, and usually have an animal carved on them. The Harappans also made paws and beautiful black designs, such as one of the shown on page 6. Was metal used in the villages? You learned about in chapter 2. Was used to make weights? Answer these questions. Cotton was probably grown at Mehergarh about 10,000 years ago. Actual pieces of cloth were found attached to the lid of a silver vase and some copper objects in Mohenjo-daro. Archaeologists have found spindle wheels made of terracottas and fanes. Okay, these were used to spin thread. Now, what is fanes? Unlike stone or shell that are found naturally, fanes is a material that is artificially produced. That means they are producing a man-made thing. A gum was used to shape sand or powdered quartz into an object. The object was then glass, resulting in the shiny glassy surface. The color of the glaze were usually blue or sea green. Veins was used to make beads, bangles, earrings, and tiny vessels that are polished. That means they are used to give a very special look to a thing. Okay. These were used to spin thread. Okay. Many of the things that were produced were probably the work of specialists. A specialist is a person who is trained to do only one kind of work. For example, cutting stone, polishing beads, or carving seals. Look at this illustration and see how well the face is carved and how carefully the beard is shown. Beard, that means in this beard, this is a beard, how carefully it is carved out of stone. Okay, how precise it is. This must have been a work of expert craftsperson. Not everybody could have a specialist. We do not know whether only men were specialists or only women were specialists. Perhaps some women and men may have been specialists. Okay. In search of raw materials or substances that are either found naturally, such as wood, ores, or metals, or produced by farmers or herders. These are then produced to produce finished goods. For example, cotton produced by farmers is a raw material, okay, that may be processed to make cloth. While some of the raw materials that Harappans used are very locally, such as copper, tin, gold, silver, and precious stones brought from distant places. The Harappan got copper from present-day Rajasthan and even Oman in West Asia. That means water trade is also being done in Harappas. Tin, which was mixed with copper to produce bronze, may have been brought from present-day Afghanistan and Iran. Gold could have come all the way present-day Karnataka, Kolar gold fields, okay, and precious stones from the present-day Gujarat, Iran, and Afghanistan. How were goods carried from one place to another? Look at this illustration. One shows a toy and the other is a seal. This is a seal, this is a toy. You can see wheels here, wheels, okay, and this can be attached to a horse or a bull. Can you suggest what the modes of transport were the Harappans used? Did you come across illustration of wheeled vehicles in earlier lessons? Okay, so only this type of transportation may have exist, and this is a type of seal. See, this is a ship. Okay, 1 minute. This illustration is, it is a ship-like structure, and they are animals like birds, and this can be a shelter type. So they are probably meant for the ships. That means ships are also, that's why they can trade with Oman, that is in the West Asia. Yes, okay. Now, okay, food for peoples in the cities. While many people lived in the cities, others living in the countryside grew crops and reared animals. These farmers and herders supplied food to craftspersons, scribes, and rulers in the cities. We know what remains of plants that Harappans grow: wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed, and mustard. A toy plug. This is a toy plug. Today, in many farming communities, only men used to plug. We do not know whether the Harappans follow such customs or not. A new tool, the plug, was used to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting seeds, while real plugs, which were probably made for wood, have not survived. Toy models have been found of this tool, as this region does not receive heavy rainfall. Because Harappan, Pakistan, and this Punjab Gujarat region do not receive many rainfalls, so real plugs were not used, and the toy models have been found of this plug. Some form of irrigation may have been used by river, the Indus River. They have been used for irrigation. This means that water was stored and supplied to fields when plants were growing. The Harappans reared cattle, sheep, goat, and buffalo. Water and pastures were available around settlements. However, in the dry seasons means summer and winter. So dry summer months, April to June, large herds of animals were probably taken to greater distance in search of grass and water. They also collected fruits like bear, caught fish, and hunted wild animals like antelope. Okay, so come on to next page. A closer look, Harappan towns in Gujarat. The city of Dholavira was located on the Khadir Bed, also spelled as Bet, in the run of Kutch. Okay, where there was fresh water and fertile soil. Dholavira, located in the Khadir Bed in Gujarat. Unlike some of the Harappan cities, which were divided into two parts, other city found in Pakistan, that means Mohenjo-daro and other, Dholavira was divided into three parts, such as and each was surrounded with massive stone walls with entrances through gateways. That means each part is divided in a very long walls and with gateways. So that means people have to move from one part to another by a gateway crossing, and students not know that there's guards that keep guards were there or not. Okay, so there were also large open area in the settlement where public ceremonies could be held. That means people can gather there in large area, open area in the settlement and do their ceremonies. Other finds include large letters of the Harappan script, as we have seen, that were carved out of white stone and perhaps inlaid in wood. This is a unique find, as generally Harappan writing has been found on small objects such as seals. That means they're saying the Harappan's writing has been found on small objects and on the seal, such as seal. But in Dholavira, historians found letters of the Harappan script that were carved out of white stone and perhaps inlaid in wood. This exception. The city of Lothal stood beside a tributary of Sabarmati, the Sabarmati in Gujarat river, close to the Gulf of Khambat. It is situated near areas where raw materials such as semi-precious stones were easily available. That means some precious stones and semi-precious stones will be transported from there to Mohenjo-daro and cities in Pakistan. This was an important center for making objects out of stone, shell and metal. There was also a storehouse in the city. Many seals and ceilings. The impression of seals on a clay is known as sealings were found in the storehouse. This image is given. A dockyard at Lothal. This is a huge tank, may have been a dockyard. The boats and ships came on the sea through the river channel. Goods were probably loaded and unloaded here. That means it is like a port, small port, where ships will be, where the boats will be, boats and ships came and unload and load their materials and go back to the sea. Okay. A building that was found here was probably a workshop for making beads, pieces of stone, half made of beads, tools for bead making, and finished beads have also been found here. Okay, so that means a building that was found in Lothal was probably a workshop for making beads, pieces of stone, half made beads, tools for bead making, and finished beads have all. Then it is kind of a bead making factory, small factory. Now, what are seals and sealings? Seals have been used many times in this chapter. Seals may have been used to stamp bags or packets containing goods from one place to another, so that food will not be contaminated. After a bag was closed or tied, a layer of wet clay was applied on the knot and the seal was pressed on it. And the impression of seal is known as sealing. If the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the goods arrived safely. That means seal and sealing are using so that the material is sending to the person. He can ensure that the goods has arrived safely. The mystery of the end. Around 3,900 years ago, we find the beginning of major change. People stopped living in many of the cities. Okay, around 3,900 years ago, we have find the beginning of a major change. People stopped living in many of the cities. Writing seals, weights were no longer used. Raw material brought from long distances, okay, become rare. That means the rate increases of raw materials. In Mohenjo-daro, we find that a garbage piled up on the streets. The drainage system broke. The garbage is lying on the streets. The drainage system broke down and new, less impressive house were built. That means not a proper house, inferior house were built even over the streets. Why did all that happen? We are not sure. Some scholars say that the rivers dried up. Okay, some scholars suggest. Others that there was deforestation. This could have happened because fuel was required for making brakes and smelting copper ores. Besides, grazing by a large herd of cattle, sheep, and goats may have destroyed the green cover. That means people are protecting over the rearing of animals, and more animals are there, the less grass will be left. In some areas there were floods, but none of these reasons can explain the end of all the cities. Flooding or river drying up would have had an effect in only some areas only. Okay. Keywords you have to write in your notebook: city, citadel, scribe, craft person, metal, seal, specialist, raw material, plug, irrigation. Okay. One more you can add sealing. Add this one also. Sealing in your keywords. Okay. So this is not end of chapter. It appears as if the rulers lost control in many cities. In KNN, 1 minute. Let me explain it again. Okay. It appears as if the rulers lost control. That means what I'm saying. Flooding or drying up would have affected only some areas. It appears as if the rulers lost control. In any case, the effect of the change are quite clear. Sites in Sindh and West Punjab, present-day Pakistan, was abundant, while many people moved into newer, smaller settlements to the east and the south. That means they are not talking about the east and south of the city. They are talking about the east and south of the Pakistan and where the cities are. New cities emerge about 4,000 years later. You will read about them in chapter 5 and 8. Okay. Imagine you are traveling with your parents about 4,000 years ago from Lothal to Mohenjo-daro. Describe how would you travel, what your parents might carry with them, and what you see in Mohenjo-daro. You have to do it yourself. Exercise and question answer, do it yourself in your notebook. Some important dates. Cotton cultivation at Mehergarh about 7,000 years ago. Okay. Beginning of cities 4,700 years ago. Beginning of the end of the cities 3,900 years ago. Emergence of the other cities about 2,500 years ago. So you can write this in your notebook. And this is question answers. So this is the end of the history class 6 chapter 2. In the earlier city, we saw how the Harappan city started, what the occupation, which country they traded, and how they collapsed. Okay. So we will continue the next chapters of concept classes in other lectures. Help me next time. Keep reading and keep writing.